Hey everyone, welcome back. This episode is brought to you by the Second String Leather Company. Second String Leather Company makes some awesome, one-of-a-kind, unique leather goods out of used goalie equipment. They have new releases almost every week. Head over to secondstringleather.com to catch up with the latest. Now my guest today is Tom Gazzola. He and I go way back to 2013 when I first started with the Oilers. We spent 5 NHL seasons covering the team. We had some good battles and some great stories, and you're about to hear some great ones. Let's go. Coming to you from seats 6 and 7 here in the Rinks studio, this is Rinks Around the League. I'm your host, Jeff Nash, and with me today is a very special guest. He's now in his 13th season covering the Edmonton Oilers. He's now host of the Oilers pre- and post-game shows on TSN 1260, while also providing coverage and analysis for TSN's television division. He can also be seen as an Edmonton correspondent for the NHL Network. He was the lead reporter and host of Oilers TV for 8 seasons, and now also hosts Locked On Oilers podcast. We've been through some battles together, but we've came out through the other side. Glad he's able to join me on the show. Tom Gazzola, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jeff. It's a pleasure. I like this. This is nice. I like the setup that you've built here. It's got this like really high-end Wayne's World vibe, which I'm completely into. So I love it.
Nice. I don't have the camera guys behind the cameras counting me down.
Don't tell people that.
Well,
they're all here. It's a big
they're here,
party.
right, guys? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Party
all
on.
All right. So, Tom, welcome to the show. I wanted to have guests on the show to talk about mainly Rinks Around the League, but for our viewers south of the border, I just did a little bio on you, but maybe give them a little bit of a snippet of what you have in store for them this year. Those who don't follow the Oilers, you're on TSN 1260, you have your own podcast. What else you got going on?
The podcast, yes, which you were a guest on recently, which was fantastic. Really appreciated that. It was an excellent episode. People like hearing that stuff. So TSN 1260 hosting the Oilers pre- and post-game, which is great in itself. I hadn't done radio really at all until TSN 1260 came to me and said, would you be able to fill in as a host? And it kind of snowballed from there, just filling in for some shows here and there. And then eventually, the way things worked out, I ended up being the host of the Oilers pre- and post-game, which is right up my alley because, as you know, I've worked and covered the team for so long that it's second nature for me to talk about it. And then now, so I fill in for Ryan Rishaug, our good buddy Ryan Rishaug, whenever he's out of town. They started using me a little bit on camera, which I was like, all right, this is what I'm used to.
And they haven't stopped after the first one, so you must be doing something right?
No, I did something right, clearly, or I just didn't mess up enough where they said, we're not using you anymore.
Nice.
And that's been good. And then, of course, NHL Network, so, you do have viewers in the States, and I try to tell people I'm on NHL Network. I cover the Oilers for them, too. I do hits. For pre-game actually, and people up here look at me and they go, I don't think that's real. But then you go to the States, and NHL Network is very much real, and it's excellent, and it's great to be a part of that. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm still here. I'm still covering the team. TSN's been wonderful on all regards. So yeah, and now I'm doing this. This is the kind of stuff I like doing too, where you can let loose a little bit.
Well, and one of the reasons, again, one of many reasons why I wanted to do this is to have fun. We do a lot of serious things, and there's a lot of times where we talk about controlled messaging, and we're not allowed to talk about certain things. And one of the reasons why I wanted to start this up is to talk whatever we want. Apart from any TSN conflicts, but you know what I mean. No. Like it's a good chance for us to talk.
I don't know if they even know.
Well, there's only 12 people who watch it, so I think we got to cover.
They're great. They are.
5 seasons. We covered some pretty low seasons that were pretty bad.
Yeah, we did.
The Dallas Aikens era. We
Not good.
Went through Farrell Rexall.
That was fun.
Opening of Rogers. First playoffs in a decade.
That was amazing.
What was your favorite? That's a commemorative mug, and I'm so glad I got it because
this was up there. Yes. The playoff run was like wow, such a good memory, such a good time, a great month, and I've never had so much energy but been so drained at the same time because it's 110% every day and those are long days, but
Yeah.
you're always galvanized. And then on top of that, you're riding the wave. At least I know I did, and I'm
Yep.
sure you did a little bit.
Yep.
So you indulge a little bit after. Like,
Oh,
I would go
absolutely.
out after games, especially here in Edmonton, and even on the road a little bit. Met a lot of like really fun, great fans. That's another thing I learned about Oiler fans. Being on the media side is how awesome they are, and I am forever grateful to them. I still, really love and appreciate them. But that was an eye opener to just see how much they care and the passion. And you see it from a different light being on the media,
Yeah.
as opposed to growing up. I grew up here, and I was an Oiler fan growing up. But you separate yourself once you become a member of the media. If
Yep.
you're a fan and you're covering a team, it's not a good mix.
Right.
And the guy who taught me that was Gene Principe. The year I was his,
Yeah. Yeah.
studio runner.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was probably the highlight, though.
Well, we're gonna get to some pictures. So I went online
Uh-oh.
and I brought up some pictures. So again, just like the episode with Gene, I'll show you the picture, and
boy.
you can tell me a little bit of a story behind it or some background to it. So first off, this is looks like a young, heavy flow Tom Gazzola here.
This is me in my second year playing for the Edmonton Red Wings. I was actually 19 years old. I look like I'm about 12. I distinctly remember, I'm going to be the prototypical junior B hockey player. So I grew out my hair. I had a mullet. I had the wings flowing out the back of my helmet.
It's showing there in the back. That's pretty impressive.
The girls still liked it, thank God. I lived and died by that look for a couple of years, and there's a few pictures of me, like, action shots actually playing, and the wings were flowing, and I was like, yeah, it was worth it.
So next up, we have you and your buddy Jack Michaels.
And Jose Mota.
Yeah, please tell me what's the story behind this one.
Jose Mota, I have to say, he's a fantastic guy. He's a great broadcaster. He was a major leaguer briefly, played mostly in the minors. He is on the Angels broadcast.
Okay.
And he, like I said, he's fantastic. But this was during the playoffs, I think. And because we had an extra day in Anaheim, we wound up finagling tickets through our friends through the media for an Angels game, and very easy to get. So we got down there early, as you recall. And Angel Stadium it's beautiful, it's refurbished, all that stuff. And we noticed the broadcast was right outside the gates to get in. And I went to Jack and I was like, dude, that's Jose Mota. And he's like, who's Jose Mota? And I'm like, let's just go and take a look. And even though we do media, we still turn into little geeks. And sure enough, Jose came over because he saw us talking to Kent. He's like, hey, I'm Jose Mota. I'm like, I know. For whatever reason, I would watch Angels broadcasts, whenever they were on at home on whatever network was showing them. And for whatever reason, I recognized them, and he ended up taking a picture with us, and we follow each other on Twitter, which is hilarious.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure he has no clue who I am.
He's probably like, who's that guy?
Jose, if you're watching this episode of Rinks Around the League, thank you.
And Jose, tell some friends.
Tell some friends.
Yes, thank you. So next one, obviously you have a pretty good connection with this gentleman. You and I have both had good times with him on the road, but here's a picture with you and Ty.
Oh, yeah, Ty. I know that guy. He is one of the most genuine, nice guys you'll ever meet. I don't think I've ever seen him upset, and I've had a chance really to spend a lot of time with him. We got to know him, you and I did, on the road with the team when Wayne came on as Wayne Gretzky as a partner. I think he's an alternate governor for the team as well.
Right.
And so Ty would come on road trips, and we got to spend a lot of time together, and just, a friendship was created through that. So I help him out at the Gretzky Hockey School, and honestly, I've never seen him mad. He is one of the nicest people and most genuine, sincere people you'll meet, and he knows everything that's associated and that comes with his name, and he handles it really well. So it's great to be able to have a friend like that. And at times, you talk about pinch me moments, about going in the dressing room.
Right.
A pinch me moment was when Wayne was on the plane with us.
Right.
Like the fact that I just say Wayne,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying
Yeah,
Wayne.
you
When
should
Wayne
say
Gretzky
Mr.
was on the
Gretzky.
plane, and
Yeah.
he would come and talk to us,
Yeah.
because the legend is he's not a good flyer, and it's true.
Yeah.
It's very true. So he likes to be up and about, and he likes to talk and socialize, and he's very social, and he likes to tell old stories. He likes to hear your stories, and he would come and talk to the media.
Yeah.
And he would come and talk to myself, you, Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer, Gene Principe, Kevin Quinn, Louis DeBrusque, and Drew Remenda. He's just a social guy. So it's really neat, and at times I'm still like, how do I know Ty? How do I know Wayne Gretzky? It's really cool, and I really value and appreciate it.
This is kind of sums up our relationship with the trainers.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, here we go. Let's check it out.
Why?
Tricks of the Trade brought to you by the Oilers equipment guys. You put food in the skate oven. I forgot about this. They're yelling at me.
So the story behind that is during the playoffs we always kind of stay late because you have to file your report or shoot or whatever. I think that was a practice day.
Yeah.
And the trainers were like, "Hey, do you guys want some lunch?" And we were like, "Sure." We're like,
I was hungry.
There's hamburgers over there, and they've been sitting there for a while. We're like, well, they're kind of cold. Like, I don't know. And then the trainers, who have the driest sense of humor, you don't know if they're joking or not, were like, just bang them in the skate oven. We're like, God, I'm not going to put my burger in there. It's pretty gross.
How much foot fungus is
there? So I asked, like, Jeremy, the video coach, I'm like, is this legit? He's like, oh, yeah, we do it all the time. So we did it, and, I mean, we're still here talking about it, so obviously...
They were in their wrappers, thank God. Those were great burgers, and to this day, like I love those guys, Jeff Lang and Brad Harrison, and Shane Olmstead is with them now. Amazing, like they're great. They still make fun of me like I work for the team, but now it's like now you're an enemy. I remember Brad Harrison took my TSN mic. He's like, you know why we don't trust you, Gazzola? Because of this. And he's pointing at the TSN thing, and he's like, and we're this. And he's pointing at his Oilers t-shirt. I'm like, oh my God. Cut me a break here, buddy. We spent so many nights together on the road.
But, trainers, if they're grilling you,
they love you.
They love you. So that's a good thing. So that was a good memory.
That's a good one.
Now, speaking of food, I was looking through photos, and I couldn't help but notice this trend in my photos of you. There's a lot of photos with you with food. So,
was Mark Ciampa around too?
No. This is a lot of desserts. So you got some desserts. You got some tiny hot dogs. You got some gigantic cheesecake.
I ate that whole thing.
So I don't know. Obviously, food on the road.
Yeah.
We had some good food on the road. But,
did we ever?
Obviously, you're a dessert guy. What's the top dessert for you? I mean, this one was pretty good.
That cheesecake, that's from a place called Trulux in Dallas. And that is the carrot cake.
Yes.
And it's literally the size of your head. And then they pour hot caramel and pecans on there. And it's like sprinkle dusted by an angel. And myself and Kevin Quinn actually he would get the chocolate, I would get the carrot cake. And then one time, this was silly of me, Bob Stauffer challenged me to a dessert race.
Oh, God.
He got the chocolate, I got the carrot cake.
Oh, my God.
No, we both got the carrot cake. And he just destroyed me. And I had a stomach ache. I had to go back to the hotel room and lay in my bed. And I didn't go out that night in Dallas, which is a phenomenal city.
Speaking about eating on the road and being in the other cities and stuff. So I released my top 10 ranks around the league in a previous video. And I'm curious to know kind of your top 5, any additions, subtractions from those. I think you and I both agree on Little Caesars. As number one.
Number one is Little Caesars.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. They went over budget by $200 million.
Yes.
They got all the finishes. They spared no expense, and they paid dearly for it.
Yes.
It is the nicest drink in the league.
Agreed.
What did you have at number 2?
MSG was 2.
Fantastic arena. I would still put Rogers Place at 2. And yes, they stayed on budget, which is a good thing, and to their credit, they did it. There is no terrazzo flooring, which would have been nice. I mean, there was no wood finishings in the ceiling of the downtown community arena, which would have been nice. but it is still the second nicest rink in the league, in my opinion.
Okay.
It has everything. They did a hell of a job with it, but MSG is up there. Give me your other three.
I think
I'll
Bell
see.
Center.
Yeah.
Bell Center was 3, and then United Center in Chicago.
Okay.
Amalie was 5.
That's one that surprised me.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you had that one up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I really like that rink. And in the comments section, I think I had American Airlines up pretty high. But again, being in Texas, being the size that it is, and I just like, because a lot of the comments are about, well, you know, I got a lot of pushback on like Vegas. Like, well, where the heck is Vegas? And Vegas is
It's okay.
Vegas is a great facility.
Yeah.
I think the atmosphere definitely pushes it up.
That's
but I
valid.
didn't base my top 10 based on atmosphere, because if it was based on atmosphere, to be honest, I mean, let's put playoffs aside. Rogers would definitely be not really in the top 10.
It would take a big hit, yeah.
And you know, and
For a
even
lot of
MSG,
reasons.
even MSG wouldn't be up there. I'm going on the basis of like Rinks. You have to see kind of if you had a bucket list of places to go see.
I would still keep Rogers Place up there.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of aesthetics and niceness, MSG is beautiful. And here's the thing about Montreal is like it can kind of fall in. Like you walk around the concourse, and you're like, "Ooh, this is kind of like taking me back to the '90s a little bit."
Yeah.
But then you get in the bowl, and you're like, "Oh my God, this is the cathedral of hockey." That press box is phenomenal.
Yes.
And they know their hockey, and it's a steep bowl. And Little Caesars Arena, the angle of the bowl is actually the same pitch as the one at Bell Center, so they use that, so they want the fans on top of you. And like I still think Minnesota is right up there.
Yep. Yeah, I think I had that at
phenomenal,
9 or 10. I had that one.
It opened up in 2000, but it's so well maintained.
Yep.
You can tell they care for it. You wouldn't know that it's almost 20 years old.
Yes.
Columbus, same thing.
Yep. Yeah, Columbus is just outside, but it's surprisingly good. Like I had no idea when I went to Columbus. I had no idea how loud that freaking cannon was. Yeah. I didn't know anything about it, but when I went there, I was like, "Oh my, this is a nice rink."
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'd round mine out with MSG and United Center, because when you get into those buildings, you're like, "Oh my God, I'm in the heart of New York City."
Right.
And you just feel it,
yep.
And you see it on the walls. The history in that building. I know it was built in '68. They threw $1.2 billion into it a few years ago.
Yep.
And you're like, this is New York. And you're like, wow. It kind of hits you. And then Chicago's the same way. And then you mix in how good the atmosphere is.
Yes.
And that we talked about the anthem with Jim Cornelissen.
Yeah, that's epic.
Amazing. All of it. It's not in a great area. Like
no,
it's
that was my only knock about Chicago.
Yeah.
It's kind of out in the middle of in the residential almost.
That's fair, but you look at it and it has all those like classic Chicago accents and stuff, and like the fonts in the arena, and it has like that black and white salt and pepper Chicago kind of jazz hands feel and vibe to it. That's how I would describe it. And they put in a massive scoreboard.
Yeah, the new board looks amazing.
It's the creme de la creme.
Yeah. Before we hit to the quiz, favorite road city? It's hard.
New York doesn't count. When I tell people this, New York doesn't count because it's just its own thing.
Yeah.
It has to be Chicago. Honestly, Chicago is just, it has this like down to earth Midwest vibe to it, but then it has New York elements. It has the culture, the food, and the big skyscrapers. Like you can look up and you're like, oh my God, where am I? And it's just, it has everything. And I think it gets overlooked because it's in the Midwest and it's not quite New York. It's definitely not LA, but Chicago's my favorite. Honorable mention to Montreal.
Nice. Yeah. Montreal. Yeah.
Listen, Nashville's fantastic, but I've never left that city without a headache.
Yep.
Yeah. That hurts.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tom, it's time to head over to the quiz. Okay. All right, Tommy. We'll see how you do with the quiz.
I don't like
Gene, Gene, I'm sure didn't know what the heck hit him. He was pretty. But anyways, we'll see how you do. I think I've kind of tailored the questions to some history. So I think you'll do fine.
All right.
All right. So first off, we were talking about Nashville earlier. Bridgestone Arena was built on the corner of Broadway and 5th, and is built to pay homage to the historic Ryman Auditorium, the original home of the
Grand Ole Opry.
Correct. 1 for 1. Nice.
I know how to read. There's a big sign right outside.
Yes. Okay, number 2. The Bell Center has a lot of banners up in the rafters. They have 24 cup banners, but how many conference championship banners do they have?
0.
I was going to say it's a little bit of a trick question,
0.
but you're absolutely correct.
The only banners that matter in Montreal are the championship banners, and I love that.
Plus, they had 24, God knows how many they wouldn't literally have no room for it.
Yeah, and that's a very good point.
Yeah, but
logistically, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, but yes,
Did you ever point out that the banners roll up? They're on rollers there?
In the Bell Center?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Pretty neat.
Oh, I knew Little
thought you
Caesars
knew
had that, but I did not know that
Yeah.
in the Bell Center. Okay, continuing on with the Bell Center. There's a lot of retirees up there as well. Can you name the 3 goalies up there?
Jacques Plante,
Yep.
Patrick Roy,
Yep.
George Vezina.
Oh, close. I'll give you a second chance. He turned I think he's still a politician.
Ken Dryden.
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe I missed
3.
that.
That's pretty good though.
Thank you.
I'll give it to you. That was 2 out of 3. I'll give it to you. All right, so this is a little bit more recent. 6 rinks got new scoreboards this season. Can you name at least 3, if not all 6?
Okay, Philly.
Yep.
Philly, Washington, Chicago. Philly, Washington, Chicago, Boston, but not really. You can't tell.
It still counts, but you're right. Yep.
Carolina.
And one more if you can do it. You get a really bad headache in the city.
Oh, Nashville. And they've got the
Nashville.
Fangs.
Yes. Last question before we head on to the horn quiz.
Okay.
Former Rexall Place was the last rink in the NHL to have this type of setup. The hint is it's broadcast related.
Benches on the same side as the cameras.
Wow. That's almost 5 for 5, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I add a tidbit to that? 'Cause
Absolutely.
I'm a nerd. I told you I'm a stadium nerd.
Absolutely.
Don Metz, who we know and we worked with for years with the Oilers, actually tried in 94/95 when they did the renovation to get them to move the cameras to the other side.
Wow.
But season ticket holders who had their seats where those cameras would go would not compromise, thus not allowing them to move the cameras over.
Good tidbit information. I did not know that. All right, so Gene also didn't do well. I keep referring to Gene, but I'm pretty sure I know for a fact.
What does he know?
Yeah, I know for a fact that you know your horns a little bit better. He was so fans who don't know, each NHL rink actually does have its own unique goal horn. And on that note, I really wish they would fix the one in Rogers Place because it doesn't sound the same. I know they want to do their own thing, but
somebody texted me on the postgame show one day asking if this was last year, or no, this year, and they asked me if they had messed up the horn or they had changed it, and I was like, no, it sounds the same. But now that you pointed out,
yeah, it's different.
It's off. So these go on now?
Yeah, you just
right,
put those on here. I'm going to play. So these goal horns are brought to you by Famous Goal Horns. So he's paired it up with the goal horn, and then it kind of goes in with the celebration song.
Nice.
So if you can, guess it before the song comes on, but obviously the song will help you get the goal horn. So first off, this one I pair with a pretty famous player.
Is this?
Oh, he stumped on the first one. This isn't good.
Is this the Islanders?
Nope.
Oh, Andrew WK, Party Hard. Ottawa?
Pittsburgh.
Oh.
See, whenever I hear that, I think as soon as I hear that, I think of like Crosby scores, and I pair it with Crosby.
No, I didn't put that together. Wow.
All right, well, this is good. So this is gonna be a challenge for him. That's good. I thought you would have got that. Okay, this one I thought you would have got last one, but this one you should probably get.
I'm not perfect.
There we go. Number 2. should be able
This
to
is
get it.
MSG.
Yes. Yeah,
I love the goal song.
Yep.
Yeah. That is such a fantastic experience. If you get a chance to go, I highly recommend MSG.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 for 1. Here we go. Number
1 for 2.
Or 1 for 2. What?
I got you back.
Here we go. This one sounds very familiar to another one, but
it's Montreal.
The Bell Center. Elaboo!
But what's the song that plays after it?
It's the...
Is it French?
Well, they changed it because it used to be I thought it used to be like a French song, but I could be
like
wrong.
when they have like those like...
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like,
well,
ones where you can go, yeah.
Well, in like Chicago, I mean...
Chelsea Dagger.
Chelsea Dagger song is like... You can't. Again, you got the goal anthem, and if Chicago scores goals, everyone's up on their feet dancing to that one. All right, so you got that one. I think this is number 4.
Pretty sure I got this one.
I'm surprised you're not.
Dallas?
I'm surprised you're not cringing in your skin right now with this one. Well, that should have gave you away there. Calgary.
This is Calgary.
This is Calgary.
Yeah. And then the Flames, they have those little flame things up.
Yep.
This was it, the NMAX Energy Board.
That's right. Number 5, last one.
This is Boston. Yes.
CD Garden. Nice.
I love what they did with their seats in Boston this year.
All right, well, you did pretty good.
Thanks,
pretty good. How was that? Was that difficult? Because I know you know your goal horns, but is it difficult on the spot?
Yeah.
Not seeing anything visually associated with it?
Yeah, like the Calgary one, I'm like, this is Dallas for sure, without question. And then it's like, oh no. And then you hear that, woo-hoo!
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, you fake Cowboys, whoop it up, you scored.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy. Well, that does it for the quiz. But thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
It was great to have you on for my second guest. And we'll tell viewers where they can catch you during Oilers games.
Let's plug the shows.
Yes.
All right, TSN 1260 for those of you in Edmonton, pre- and post-game show. I am your host. Get you set for the game, and then if they win, we'll talk about the good times. If they lose, I'll console you. It's all good. You can catch me on NHL Network for those of you in the U.S. providing analysis on the Oilers. And from time to time, I get on TSN on the old network trying to bud my way in a little bit. So that's where you can see me and hear me. And please do if you get a chance.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
All right. That does it for this episode. Thanks for watching.